we will start with Bayesian classifier based on ML lecture notes. So the Bayesian classifier is an algorithm for classifying multi-class data sets. In the last class, we know that we classified an object, and in that training data there were 3 different classes. So we can classify this. This can be applied in problems having more than one class. This is based on Bayes' theorem in probability theory. Bayes is this theorem, in whose name the theorem is known, was an English statistician. So in this class also we will discuss the Bayes' theorem and we will describe the algorithm. Some important facts about probability theory, that is the notion of conditional probability, also included in this study. So what is conditional probability? The probability of the occurrence of an event given that B has already occurred is called the conditional probability of A given B, and it is denoted by probability of A given B. That is, the event B has already occurred and we want to find out the probability of A. So that in that case we can denote the notation as probability of A given B, which is equal to probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. One condition is that probability of B should not be equal to 0. So what are independent events? 2 events A and B are said to be independent if probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. So in this case we can, to find the joint probability, we are multiplying probability of A and probability of B. Now 3 events A, B and C, they are pairwise independent if the following 3 conditions are satisfied. That is, if probability of B intersection C is equal to probability of B into probability of C, probability of C intersection A is equal to probability of C into probability of A, and probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Now the condition for mutually independent events. 3 events A, B and C, they are said to be mutually independent if probability of B intersection C is equal to probability of B into probability of C, probability of C intersection A is equal to probability of C into probability of A, then probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Then there is one more condition in the case of mutually independent events, that is probability of A intersection B intersection C should be equal to probability of A into probability of B into probability of C. So these 4 conditions should be satisfied if A, B, C are mutually independent. So if there are k events A1, A2, etc. Ak, then they are mutually independent if the probability of A I1 intersection, A I2 intersection, etc. up to A intersect A I M is equal to probability of A I1 into probability of A I2 into probability of A I3, etc. up to probability of A I M. Now coming to Bayes' theorem, probability of B given A. Let A and B be any 2 events in a random experiment and probability of A not equal to 0, then probability of B given A is equal to probability of A given B into probability of B divided by probability of A. So we can generalize the formula. The sample space is divided into disjoint events B1, B2, etc. Bn, and A be any event. Then we can have the formula for probability of Bk given A, that is equal to probability of A given Bk into probability of Bk divided by sigma I is equal to 1 to n probability of A divided by VA into probability of VA. Now we can see some simple example problems which uses this Bayes theorem, formula for Bayes theorem. Consider a set of patients coming for a treatment in a certain clinic. A denote the event that a patient has liver disease, and B the event that a patient is alcoholic. Now it is known from experience that 10% of the patients entering the clinic have liver disease and 5% of the patients are alcoholics. Also, among those patients diagnosed with liver disease, 7% are alcoholic. Given that a patient is alcoholic, what is the probability that he will have liver disease? Now, in this problem, there are two events. A denote the event that patient has liver disease. B the event that a patient is an alcoholic. So the probabilities are given, and the probability that 10%, then there is one more probability given. Among those patients diagnosed with liver disease, 7% are alcoholic. So probability of A is given. Patient has a liver disease, that is the probability of A, that is 10%. Probability of B is probability of patient is an alcoholic, that is probability of B is given. Then probability of D given A, it is a patient entering the clinic have liver disease. 5% of the patients are alcoholic. So the condition the patient is alcoholic is given, that is probability of B given A is 7%. Then we have to calculate probability of A given B. Simply we can apply the formula probability of B given A given B is equal to B given A into probability of A divided by probability of B. By substituting the values, you will get the answer. All the probability values are given. Now, one more problem. Here, three factories A, B, C of an electric bulb manufacturing company produce respectively 35%, 35%, and 30% of the total output. Approximately 1.5%, 1% and 2% of the bulbs produced by these factories are known to be defective. If a randomly selected bulb manufactured by the company was found to be defective, what is the probability that the bulb was manufactured in factory A? Now we are given the probability of A, B and C. That is, the factories A, B, C of an electronic bulb manufacturing company produces 35%, 35% and 30% of the total output. So probability of A, probability of B and probability of C is given. Then 1.5%, 1% and 2% of the bulbs produced by these factories are defective. So condition given is defective. So probability of D given A is 0.15, probability of D given B is 0.101 and probability of D given C is 0.02. So now we have to find out probability of A given D. So what is the probability? It is already the bulb is given as defective, that is the condition D has occurred. And what is the probability that it is manufactured by factory A? So we have to calculate probability of A given D, which is equal to probability of D given A into probability of A divided by probability of D given A into probability of A plus probability of D given B into probability of B plus probability of D given C into probability of C. Now in Bayes theorem, in Naive-Bayes algorithm, we are making some more assumptions. That is, Naive-Bayes algorithm is based on the following assumption: all the features are independent and are unrelated to each other. Presence or absence of a feature does not influence the presence or absence of any other feature. These are the assumptions we are making. So the data has class conditional independence, which means that events are independent. so long as they are conditioned on the same class. So these assumptions are in general true in many real world problems. So the conditional independent is an additional feature included in Naive-Bayes algorithm. So suppose we have a training data set consisting of n examples or n records having n features. Now the features is named as f1, f2, etc. fn, and the feature vector is of the form f1, f2, fn. That is the value of the features. Then associated with each example, there is a certain class label, and we can assume the class label as C1, C2, CP. Now we have given a test instance having the feature vector x is equal to x1, x2, xn. This is what we have done in the last class. We will be given a feature vector x with the value x1, x2, xn. So then we have to determine the most appropriate class label that can be assigned to the test instance. So for this purpose, we are computing the conditional probability. We have done probability of C1 given x, probability of C2 given x, and probability of CP given x, etc. And choose the maximum among the probabilities. So this we can assume that the maximum is probability of Ci given x. Then we choose Ca as the most appropriate class label for the training instance, having S as the feature vector. So using Bayes theorem, we have Ck given x. We can extend the formula for K classes. That is, probability of Ck given x is equal to probability of x given Ck into probability of Ck divided by probability of x. So since there is class conditional independence, we note that the events x1 given Ck, x2 given Ck, xn given Ck are independent. That is the basic assumption we are making in Naive-Bayes method. Class conditional independent. So xk given Ck is probability of x1, x2, xn, given Ck. Since these attributes are independent, we can represent the formula as probability of x1 given Ck into probability of x2 given Ck into probability of xn given Ck. So after replacing this in the equation, we will get probability of Ck given x is equal to probability of x1 given Ck into probability of x2 given Ck into probability of x3 given Ck, and so on, and into probability of xn given Ck into probability of Ck divided by probability of x. Now, since the denominator is independent of the class labels, we can write P Ck given x is proportional to probability of x1 given Ck into probability of x2 given Ck, etc. up to xn given Ck into probability of Ck. So it is enough to find the maximum among the products x1 given Ck, x2 given Ck into xn given Ck into probability of Ck. We will find these products and find the maximum. So various probabilities can be computed using this formula. Probability of Ck will be number of examples with the class label Ck divided by total number of examples. Probability of Xa given Ck will be number of examples with jth feature equal to Xj and class label Ck divided by number of examples with the class label Ck. Now we will check the see the algorithm. Naive-Bayes algorithm. Let there be a training data set having n features, f1, f2, etc. fn. Then fi denote the arbitrary value of f1. So f1 is the capital F1 is the feature name, and small f1 denotes the value of that feature. So if small f1 denote the arbitrary value of f1, f2 of f2, and so on. The set of class labels are C1, C2, Cp. Let there be a given instance having a feature vector x is equal to x1, x2, xn. So this is a feature vector. We are required to determine the appropriate class label that can be assigned to the test instance. In the first step, we are computing the probability PCK for k is equal to 1 to p, for that is probability for each class. Then we form a table showing the conditional probabilities. So form a table showing the conditional probabilities P F1 given Ck, probability of F2 given Ck, probability of Fn given Ck for all values of F1, F2, Fn, etc. for k is equal to 1 to p. Then we will compute the product Qk is equal to x1 given Ck into x2 given Ck into xn given Ck into probability of Ck for k is equal to 1 to p, and find the maximum j. Find j such that Qj is the maximum of Q1, Q2, Qp. Then we compute the products. Qk is equal to probability of x1 given Ck, x2 given Ck, etc. Then we find the, after computing the product, we take the maximum of x, Q1, Q2 and Qp. And we assign the class label Cj to the test instance x. If Qj is maximum, the class label will be Cj, that is assigned to the test instance x. So in the naive Bayes algorithm, the first is two steps. Step 1, in which we are computing the probability of each class, and the second step where we are computing the conditional probability can be considered as the learning phase of the algorithm or the training phase of the algorithm. The remaining step is the testing phase. So the testing phase, we are using only the table, no need of the training data. From the table itself, we can find out all the probabilities. The original training data is not required. Now we will consider one example in which we are using the naive Bayes method for finding the class label. The training data consists of the following features: swim, fly and crawl. So the possible values for the feature swim are fast, slow and no. For the feature fly, possible values are long, short, rarely, no. And for the feature crawl, the values are yes and no. So there are three classes: animal, bird, fish. So the training data is given. Now we can, using this training data and the feature given, we will find out the class label. This is the training data. So in the solution, to find the solution, first we should identify the features. The features are swim, fly and crawl. And from the training data, we can see that the class labels are animal, bird and fish. Suppose the test instance is given as slow, rarely, no. That means we are given an object with values slow, rarely and no, and we have to find out the class label of this object. So the value of x1 is low, x2 is rarely and x3 is no. So first we will compute the frequency table. This is same as what we have studied in the last class. In that case, we found out only the value for that particular object, but here the value is recorded for all the cases. That is the difference between the frequency table and what we have done in the previous class. So here we are recording values for all the possible cases. So when you take the frequency table, how we will form the frequency table? We have to write all the classes. The classes are animal, bird and fish, and then we have to write all the features row-wise. Features are swim, fly and crawl. Then what are the possible values for each feature? For the feature swim, the possible values are fast, slow, no. Then for fly, the values are long, short, rarely, no. Then for the feature crawl, the values are yes or no. Then we are writing the total of the total of each class. Animal, there are 5 objects with class label animal. If you consider the training data, you can see that there are 5 objects with class label animal, 4 objects with the bird, class label bird, and 3 object with the class label fish. Now, when you take the class labels, only those records or examples with class label animal, you can find that there are, for the feature swim, there are two values are fast. Out of the 5 records, 2 of the values for swim are fast. For for the feature swim and for the class animal, 2 values are slow and 1 value is no. Similarly, when you consider the class animal, out of the 5 records, you can find that there are no records with the value long for the feature fly. So it is 0, and no record with the value short for the feature fly. So it is 0, and 1 record with the value rarely for the feature fly, and 4 records with the value no for the feature fly. Similarly, when you consider the class animal and you take the feature crawl, you can find that there are 2 records with the value yes for the feature crawl and 3 records with the feature with the value no for the feature crawl. Similarly, in the case of bird, the total number of records when you consider the training data, it is 4. And for taking the value of each individual features, swim, fly and crawl, when you consider swim, there is 1 record with the value fast and no records with value 0 and 3 records with value no. Similarly, for the feature fly, we can find that there are 1 record with value long, 2 records with value short, 0 records with the value rarely, and 1 record with value no. And then for the feature crawl, you can find that out of the 4 records, 1 record is with value yes and 3 records with the value no. Similarly, you can find out the value for the records having feature records with the class label fish for the feature swim, fly and crawl. So we can complete the frequency table based on the training data. So the total number of records are 12. When you take the total of all these rows, all these values, 4 plus 4 plus 4, that is 12. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 8, that is also 12. 4 plus 8, that will be also 12. So we are considering all the values and recording the corresponding values in the frequency table. In the previous case, we took only the value necessary for the test instance. But in this case, we are recording all the possible values, so that there is no need of using the training data again. Whenever a test instance comes, we can use the frequency table. So from the frequency table, it is easy to compute the probabilities. That is probability of C1, that is equal to number of records with class label animal divided by total number of examples. In this case, number of records with class label animal is 5, total record is 12, so it is 5 by 12. Then probability of C2, number of records with class label bird divided by total number of examples, that is equal to 4 by 12. And in the case of class label fish, PC3, number of records with class label fish divided by total number of examples, that is 3 by 12. Now we have computed the probability of each class. Now we can compute the conditional probability based on the frequency table. Just to divide the class total number of classes by the corresponding value given in the frequency table, you will get the conditional probability table of conditional probability. So from the frequency table, in this case animal, we are dividing each value by 5. 5 is the total number of class objects with the class label animal. So 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 1 by 5, 0 by 5, 0 by 5, 1 by 5, 4 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5. Similarly, for the class bird, each value we are dividing, each value in the frequency table we are dividing it by 5. The total number, that 4 dividing it by 4. 4 is the total number of objects with, or total number of examples with the class label bird. So in the frequency table, it is conditional probabilities table is obtained by dividing 4 for each value in the frequency table. So it is 1 by 4, 0 by 4, 3 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, and so on. And for the table fish, we can easily get the value of conditional probability table by dividing the frequency table with each value with 3. 3 is the total number of objects with the class label fish. So 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 0 by 3, 0 by 3, 0 by 3, and so on. So we got the table of conditional probabilities. Now we can compute the conditional probability. For example, probability of F1 is equal to slow given Ci. That is number of records with the F1 is equal to slow and class label C1 divided by number of records with the class label C1. That is 2 by 5. Now we can calculate the values Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q1 is equal to probability of x given Ci into probability of x2 given Ci into probability of x3 given Ci into probability of Ci. That is 2 by 5 into 1 by 5 into 3 by 5 into 5 by 10. This is the probability of the class, which is equal to 0.02. Similarly, we can find out a value Q2, which is for the second class. That is probability of x1 given C2, x2 given C2 into x3 given C2 into probability of C2. That is 0 by 4 into 0 by 4 into 3 by 4 into 4 by 10, which is 0. And we can find out Q3. Q3 is probability of x1 given C3 into probability of x2 given C3 into probability of x3 given C3 into probability of C3. So 2 by 3 into 0 by 3 into 3 by 3 into 3 by 12. 3 by 12 is the probability for the class 3. So after computing Q1, Q2, Q3, we can find out the maximum of Q1, Q2, Q3, which is equal to 0.05. So which is the maximum value? Q1. So this Q1 is the maximum value and it corresponds to the class label C1, which is animal. So we assign the class label animal to the test instance slow, rarely, no. So these values for slow, rarely, no can be directly obtained from the frequency table, and we are multiplying the slow, rarely, no value corresponding to the class animal, fish and bird, and we are obtaining the maximum value of frequency as Q1, which is equivalent to the class, corresponds to the class C1, and so we can assign the class label animal to the test instance slow, rarely, no. For checking the test instance, we can directly search the conditional probability table and you will get the corresponding conditional probabilities. So we take the maximum and assign the class label animal to the test instance. So in the previous class we have seen one example in which we have calculated by sorting the classes and then taking the value for each individual feature. That example also can be converted to frequency table form. That is, we have the classes A, B, C. A, B, C as the class label, and also married, gender, employed, credit rating. These are the feature values. Also is having value yes or no. Married is having value yes, no. Gender is having a value male, female. Employed, the feature values are yes, no. Credit rating A and B are the corresponding values. So there are 3 records in total, 3 records with the class label A and 3 records with class label B and 4 records with class label C. And then for the feature also, the value yes, there is one record with the value yes and two records with value no. And for the class label A, all those records having class label A, for the feature married, there is one record with the value no records with value yes and three records with value no. Similarly, for gender, we can find that for class label A, no records with the class value male and three records with the value female. And when you take the feature employed, there are three records having the value yes for the class A and no records with the value no for the class A. Similarly, for we can record these values for all other classes. For B, the value of S is 2, no 1, married 1, married yes 1, married no 2, gender 3, gender male 3 records, gender female 0, employed yes 1 and employed no 2 records, credit rating value A is 1, credit rating value B is 2, and total number of records in class B is 3. Similarly, for C, also we can find out similar values as 2, 2, 4, 0, 0, 4, 4, 0, 2, 2, and so on. So, when you take the total of on sum, yes, no value, 5 plus 5, 10, yes, no, 5 plus 5, 10, 3 plus 7, 10, 8 plus 2, 10, and credit rating 5 plus 5, 10. So, this is the frequency table. When we obtain the table of conditional probability by dividing the corresponding total value, that is A is 1, yes is 1 by 3, no is 2 by 3, yes married yes is 0 by 3, no is 3 by 3, gender male 0 by 3, female 3 by 3, then employed yes 3 by 3, and so on. For B, we are dividing each value by the total value 3, so we will get yes 1 sum yes is 2 by 3, then no 1 by 3, then yes married as 1 by 3, then 2 by 3, 3 by 3, and so on. Similarly, for each value of C, to get the table of conditional probability, we are dividing it by the total number of records, that is 4, 2 by 4. Also miss 2 by 4 is the conditional probability. Also no 2 by 4 is the conditional probability. Married 4 by 4. Married no 4 by 4. Gender male for class label conditional probability is 0 by 4. For gender female, class condition probability is 4 by 4, and so on. So, you can easily take the value for any test instance from this table and multiply it to get the corresponding total probability and compare this probability, and we can assign the class to the class having the highest probability. So, this naive-Bayes algorithm, now you are clear. You can create a frequency table. Based on frequency table, you can find out the table of conditional probability, and for any test instance, the corresponding values can be obtained from the conditional frequency table without going into the training data. So, when we use numeric features with naive-Bayes algorithm, we have to take certain steps. That is, naive-Bayes algorithm can be applied to a data set only if the features are categorical. So, because the various probabilities are computed using the various frequencies, and the frequencies can be counted only if each feature has a limited set of values. So, when we take the feature married, only two values, yes, no. When you take the case of credit rating, only two values, A, B. So, only if the features are having limited set of values, we can apply the naive-Bayes method. But when we consider the values like age can be any value from can be from ranging from 1 to 120. So, in that case, it is very difficult to apply this naive-Bayes method. So, if a feature is numeric, it has to be discretized before applying the algorithm. So, the discretization is affected by putting the numeric values into categories known as bins. So whole set of numeric value cannot be considered individually, but we should discretize the value. This can be done by putting the numeric values into bins. Because of this discretization, it is also known as binning. So when this is ideal when there are large amount of data. There are several different ways we can discretize a numeric feature. If there are natural categories or cut points in the distribution of values, use these cut points to create the bins. So, for example, let the data consists of records of time when certain activities were carried out. So the categories can be like this. If you take the time of a day, the value is 0 to 24. So we can discretize into 4 bins. Bin 1, bin 2, bin 3, bin 4. That means the value from 0 to 6 can be considered as one set. From 6 to 12 can be considered as another set. From 12 to 8 can be considered as the third set. And 18 to 24 can be considered as the fourth step. So instead of 24 values, you are discretizing into 4 values. That is from 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 8 and 18 to 24. So this type of discretization should be done for numeric data. Then only we can apply the Naive Bayes algorithm. So this is an example of discretization in the problem which I gave you in the last class. The age is a numeric data. It is discretized into 3 groups, that is age less than or equal to 30, age 31 to 40 and greater than 40. These are the 3 groups of age. Only when you discretize like this, we can use the Naive Bayes method for numeric features. So here the 3 categories are age less than 30, age 31 to 40 and greater than 40. So all the numeric features should be discretized before applying the Naive Bayes method. So Bayesian classification is a statistical classifier. It performs probabilistic prediction, predicts class membership probabilities, and it is based on Bayes theorem. The simple Bayesian classifier, Naive Bayes classifier, has comparable performance with the decision tree and neural network classifiers. Now we will study decision trees and neural networks in the subsequent classes. So this classifier, Naive Bayes classifier, can be compared with the performance of decision tree and neural networks. This is an incremental approach. That means each training example can incrementally increase or decrease the probability that a hypothesis is correct. So Naive Bayes classifier, you have to understand the terms for the formula. We know that probability of C given X is equal to probability of C into probability of X given C divided by probability of X. The probability of C given X is known as the posterior probability and probability of C is the prior probability. Probability of X given C is known as likelihood and probability of X is the evidence. So when you use this term, the first one is probability of C given X is the posterior probability. Probability of C. In the case of training data we used here, the condition classes, probability of classes, that is the prior probability. Probability of X given C, that is the likelihood, and probability of X is known as the evidence. So in the last class, this problem was given. Hope all of you have done the problem. This problem we are doing is based on the sorting the table and arranging. So for Bayes computer S, the probability value is 9 by 40. For Bayes computer no, the value is 5 by 14. And for each attribute, you found the values are corresponding values are age less than or equal to 30. Bayes computer S is equal to 2 by 9. For age is equal to age is equal to less than or equal to 30 for Bayes computer no, you have to find out, that is 3 by 5. Then for income medium, our test sample was age less than 30, income medium, student as credit rating fair. For each one of these values, we are finding out the probability for class yes and no. So probability of student given S is equal to S given by his computer is equal to S is 6 by 9. Probability of student yes given by his computer no is equal to 1 by 5. Probability of credit rating is equal to fair given by his computer is equal to 6 by 9. And credit rating is equal to fair given by his computer is equal to no is 2 by 5. So we can classify for X the test instance, which is age less than 30, income medium, student as credit rating is equal to fair. So probability of X given C is probability of X given by his computer is equal to S. You have to multiply it, all these probabilities 0.22 into 0.44 into 0.667 into 0.667, which is equal to 0.44. Then probability of Bayes computer no, X given Bayes computer is equal to no, is also obtained by multiplying the corresponding probabilities, which is equal to 0.019. Now we are multiplying this X given Ci into probability of Ci, that is equal to X given Bayes computer is equal to S into probability of Bayes computer is equal to X, that is 0.028. Then probability of X given Bayes computer no into probability of Bayes computer no, that is 0.07. So therefore X belongs to the class Bayes computer S, because the highest of these two probabilities for Bayes computer S. Now this is same as the previous method, the method of computing conditional frequency table. Same problem you can do by computing the conditional probability table and the frequency table. Here we are considering the value corresponding to the test instance only, but in the case of frequency table and conditional probability table, we are recording values for all possible values. Now this is not included in the syllabus but textbook. This is based on Java Han. He is giving an idea for zero probability problem correction. Suppose the income low is 0, income medium 990 and income high is 10. When we multiply, you will get, when we use a value 0, you will get the final probability as 0 or 0. So to avoid that, we can add one value to each of these records. That is, low becomes 1, 990 becomes 991, income becomes 11. Then the total number becomes 1000. Instead of 1000, it becomes 1003. So 1 by 1003 becomes a probability. So the value 0 can be eliminated. So when you multiply, the final result will not be 0. This is a Laplacian correction for avoiding the zero probability. Corrected probability is close to the uncorrected counterpart. Now the new Bayes classifier advantages are easy to implement. Good results are obtained in most of the cases. Disadvantages is that we are assuming class conditional independence and therefore there is loss of accuracy, because there are practically dependencies exist among variables. For example, in the case of hospital patients, for profile age, family history, symptoms, fever, cough, disease, lung cancer, diabetes, etc., we cannot say that they are all independent. Dependencies among these cannot be modeled. So the naive Bayes classifier is assuming that all these are independent, and the dependencies cannot be modeled using the naive Bayes classifier. So in that case, we have to use another approach, Bayesian belief network, which is not included in your syllabus. So this is the one disadvantage of naive Bayes classifier. We are assuming that the variables are independent. Always it may not be true. So now you can try this problem you have to solve using the frequency table and conditional probability table. This is a problem. you are given the training data. The values are the features are color, type, origin, class label, whether stolen, that is the class label, values are yes or no, and feature values for color, type and origin are given. Based on this, you have to find out the class label of a red domestic SUV car, whether it is stolen or not, using the following data. This problem we can try, and the problem should be done based on frequency table and class conditional table.